So from where we come from in Africa, ESD is a fantastic way of giving us a pathway to understanding how the world works and helping develop human well-being. And of course, human well-being depends on nature, it depends on planet Earth, and depends on all the things we need as people to live a well-being lifestyle, like water, soil, air, plants and animals. And it's all about really good quality learning. So if we develop a passion for learning and we develop curiosity, then we will do well for the future of everybody.
Yes, ESD for me is the 21st century way of looking at development. Because before we talked about development, but now we are having this very important adjective on sustainable development. So what does it mean to be sustainable? And it's very fascinating that for me, as I've lived in Asia, Europe, and Africa, this takes on different meanings, no? And for me, what ESD, sustainable development, the idea is to transform people and their communities, no? And unless we have transformative relationships where people are not only having equal relations between the genders, but also with the Mother Earth, then it's not really possible to talk about sustainable development.
For us and me in particular, ESD is education that can ensure that we become responsible over our actions, over the actions of others, and how we become responsible over the actions of others is to co-learn with them how to understand their environment, and by environment I mean it in a broad way, not just nature, but I include the social sphere, the economic sphere, and other spheres of our lives. So it's more of a holistic way of understanding our context and then being responsible over it and caring for it, and then discovering how our actions and activities are impacting, be it negatively or positively.
Well, ESD to us in the UK, in the National Union of Students, is really trying to create eureka moments around sustainability for students that haven't yet had them, so getting them to fall in love with the agenda, but then equipping them with the competencies. And when I say competencies, I mean knowledge, skills, understanding, but also values and attributes, so that they can be better leaders in society, more sustainable leaders in society. I really think universities have a duty to do that. So many leaders in society have been to universities, and I think the reason society isn't as sustainable as it should be is because our universities haven't yet done a good job in instilling ESD in their students.
For me, education and sustainable development is this integral aspect of our individual lives. And how do we get that to our behaviors and our values into our actions? And so how do we transmit that towards everyone who's around us? Our families, our community members, our friends, and in our work towards the people that we work for and who we devoted our work to. So that for me is education and sustainable development.
For me, education for sustainable development really starts with the individual. And so I think it's really about us being able to take individual change but to live it on an everyday manner, and that it becomes part of who we are. Actually, for me, ESD shouldn't be something that's separate, because it's a way of life, it's a way of living. So I think that any of the systems that are around education for sustainable development must remember at the end of the day, it's about the individual, it's about us as people, and it's about the environment, however you define this environment, and how we can have an environment that can support us to be happy individuals.